Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and today I'm bringing you guys my updated Misty's Gyarados deck profile for y'all today, 2025 post. Lovely, the set this deck came out in, that being Destine Rivals. So, I already made a video on this about a couple weeks ago, and I talked about the nuances of the deck, and I thought I can improve the list. I've been playtesting more of it, and I figured there's a better way to make the deck more consistent and more powerful. And that's kind of what I did. So I kind of want to show the updated list, show you how I think about it, and we go from there. So let's talk about it. So first things first, we have Misty's Gyarados, is your boss monster of the deck. Basically, for one water energy, it has the Splashing Panic attack that for every, you mill the top 7 cards of your deck, and for every Misty's Pokemon that you hit, you do an extra 70 damage. Basically saying, hey, if you hit like 4 Misty's Pokemon, you're doing 280. And if you hit even more Misty's Pokemon, you can just one-shot anything in the game, which feels really strong. Think of it like a one prize lucky version, like rolling the dice of lovely Raging Bolt. It's better and worse in some ways. It's better in the fact that you're a one prize deck and you don't have to rely on 2 prize cards like the Grass Ogre Bonds. It's bad in the sense that you have to randomly mill your Misty's Pokemon. And if you don't mill them correctly, you can whiff attacks and lose games. So that's the problem with the deck. Another problem with the deck is that consistently getting energy or like evolving your Pokemon could be a problem. So I decided to make a new build to make it more consistent. So of course we're also playing 4 copies. Misty's Magikarp. It just has the ability that as long as it's in the bench, your opponent cannot use attacks on this card. However, cards like the lovely Dust Skulls still work. And also, what's the damn Monkey Dory? They still work. So Frost Slash decks kill this deck alive because he only has 30 HP and you can't evolve him up quickly. They'll just murder it with its ability to move 30 damage. So do keep that in mind. We're also playing 4 copies of Misty's Psyduck, the other best Misty's card in the deck. The fact that it can just, while this card's in your bench, it can place itself on top of the deck by milling the bottom card of your deck. Feels really good. Not to mention, for 1 water energy, it does 30 damage, so it helps you kill Badoo. Feels really good. And that is it for our good Misty's Pokemon. Every other Misty's Pokemon is ass. We're playing 3 copies of Misty's Lapras. Lapras is cool, but it's just a little too slow. For 1 water energy, it has the Swim Together attack, which basically searches 3 Misty's Pokemon, and then you add them to hand. However, because they're added to hand and not like placed into the bench or something, if your opponent Ionas you, you just lose basically your whole turn there. Which really sucks, but we're still playing 3 because you still want to mill it off your Gyarados. We're also still playing 3 copies of Misty Starry. Starry, this says, hey, this was evolved this turn. You do an extra 80 damage. For 1 water energy, it's 60 plus 80, which is 140, which is pretty good against fire decks, and also just really good against lovely, like, if you don't want to mill your whole deck, this is just a good way to help you finish off a Pokemon. And finally, we're also playing Misty Staryu, which has the Bubble Beam, 1 energy. You flip a coin. If it's heads, your opponent is now paralyzed, and it's 20 damage. And finally, for our last Pokemon, this is the new addition to the deck. We're playing 1 Huntail and 1 Charmel. Now, the reason why we're playing this package is because, like I said, one of the issues of this deck is energy, and this helps you have that problem solved. Basically, if you can get a Huntail into the bench, basically anytime you kill your Gyarados, the 1 water energy that you need will be instantly added back to your hand, and then you can just place it onto the new Gyarados and immediately attack again, which feels really good. So this is a 1/1 copy. It's easy to Night Stretcher back out, and it's just a really good card for the deck. That is it for our Pokemon. Let's talk about our items, which we are playing a lot. First things first, we're going to talk about our ace spec of choice. Before, I was playing Max Rod, because Max Rod is a pretty good card for the deck. It just adds 5 cards from your graveyard back to hand. But I decided to go Precious Trolley. Precious Trolley just helps you more consistently get set up. One of the main issues I was having is that if you just didn't open enough Pokemon in hand, your opponent can just donk you really easily, and that really sucks. So Precious Trolley just gets you all the way set up in the early game. We're playing Arven, so it just allows you to get fully set up, ready to go, to help you win a game. You are a stage 1 deck, so Arven and Team Evolution with Trolley feels insane. We're also, of course, playing the one Super Rod. We're also playing just 2 Night Stretchers, as well as a 4 of, but I kept bricking on Night Stretchers just because I was like, if you didn't have a Gyarados set up milling your deck, this card was just dead in hand, which really sucks. But at the same time, you still want to add cards from your trash back to hand. That's why I added some new cards to make it a lot more consistent. We're also playing, of course, 2 copies of Earthen Vessel. Again, I was having an energy problem. This, with Arven, can just get you energy, which feels good. We're also still playing 4 copies of Sacred Ash. Shuffle back what you need, which feels really good. We're also playing 4 copies of Buddy Poffin, because again, one of the issues I was having is just not having enough Pokemon in the bench and getting donked. Now let's talk about our lovely, what's it called, supporters. We're playing 4 copies of Arven, the best supporter in the game until it gets rotated. Gets you an item, gets you a lovely tool card. We're playing Team Evolution for that purpose. Really good card. We're also playing Professor's Research. This card is just an insane card. Discard your hand, draw 7. Sometimes you just need a new hand, and this card does that for you. We're also playing 3 copies of Miriam. Shuffle back 5 Pokemon back into the deck in order to draw 3. Feels really good. We're also playing 3 copies of Lana's Aid. Basically allows you to add up to 3 cards from your discard pile by hand, either Pokemon or energy. Feels really good. And we're also playing Hansel as our last supporter. Hansel is really good. Basically, it says, hey, when one of your Pokemon is knocked out on the previous turn, look at the top 8 cards of your deck, then you get to put up 3 of them into your hand and shuffle the rest of the deck, which also feels really good. And finally, for the rest of the deck, we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Water Energy. And that is really it for the list. I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid. See you all next one, and bye-bye.